Hello, today I am having a conversation with Chrissanthi, and Chrissanthi, she runs a business called Fifth Avenue Collection by Chrissanthi. Chrissanthi, I admire your work ethics. I have seen you work in many events, and I just thought that it would be a great benefit for all of us to know a little bit about you, your history, how did you get started. Maybe give us some tips for some of the people who want to work on their own like you do. So let's start with that. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
First, thank you for having me, Elaine. It's nice to see you again. A little bit about myself. Basically, I was in the corporate world in an office, 9 to 5, or like 9 to 7, whatever those hours are, right? And then after I had my son indirectly decided that mommy was going to stay home. She wasn't going to go back to work. So that's like basically in a nutshell. Having dribbled and played with direct sales, I needed to find something that, had a little bit higher in commissions than the average direct sales. And I came across Fifth Avenue Collection. So I tried it out, knew nothing about jewelry, didn't wear any jewelry. True story, and I know you've never seen me without, but I didn't wear any jewelry. I couldn't wear any, didn't understand why. I used to have a lot of allergic reactions. And never mind, I fell in love with the pieces that I saw. But once I got into the whole business aspect of it, I fell in love with it. I
Okay,
fell in love
well,
with it, and it's been an ongoing journey for over 13 years.
I knew very little about Fifth Avenue Collection, and I'm sure some of the listeners don't know what that is. So can you tell us what is it?
It's high-end fashion jewelry. It really is high-end fashion jewelry. It's what it comes down to. Fashionable jewelry using the best and highest quality in whether it's cubic zirconia, whether it's Swarovski crystals, no different than the store, Alain, just saying. But at more affordable prices because we're not a retail store, right? In that industry, natural gemstones from across the globe. So it is higher end pieces of fashion jewelry at affordable prices. So we've got a little bit of everything for every style that's out there, if you will. So we don't work with catalogs, just for you to understand. There's always new stuff coming out, and it's budget friendly. Like, what's your budget? 39.95, 199? I got you. Do you know what I mean? So
Okay, so it's high fashion jewelry, but your prices are lower because you don't have the fixed expense of a store. So how do you get around and how do you promote your jewelry?
I go to events. I use social media. Before social media, because I started before social media was a thing, really, over 13 years ago. And social media was not then what it is today, right? So it was always the Butler family who owns and operates this company has always been about people helping people, people meeting people, that physical in-person component. And having started back then, hence I still worked out the business that way. With the evolution of internet, I'm able to work and get my information out there through social media. But I still do the physical component where I meet you in person. We'll have coffee, you'll have a home party. So I still do the very much the in person.
Well,
There's
you know,
nothing more.
I love meeting you in person. I love the energy uh, that you exude. People
Bless
just
your heart.
gravitate towards you whenever you come to an event, and that's one of the things that led me to ask you to have this conversation with me. But I know it's not all a bed of roses. I know that being by yourself as a businesswoman, you have some successes and uh, some struggles. So can you tell us maybe one struggle that you have as a person, a businesswoman that is working by yourself, and maybe something that you are so happy. I mean, I guess you told us time independence was one of the things that drove you towards this business, but can you elaborate more on those things?
I was just gonna say, as a woman, but you know what? It applies to men as well. But women, we tend to have a little bit more. I refer to them as hats. We wear many hats: the mom hat, the wife hat, the sister, right? The cousin. So because we wear so many hats, I find time management, time management, because we could write our to-do list We have our to-do list, and then just tackling all that. Pick up the kids from school, drop them off, get the groceries, run to pick up whatever, and then still manage to, get your business out there, right? And order on behalf of a client, wrap their order, send it off to them. They have a question. So it's time, I would say time management in so many ways.
Okay, so that's a struggle. And what's one thing that you are just so delighted to be a sole businesswoman?
The best part of what I do personally that warms my heart every single time, it's not even the sale, Alain. It's not even because like if you order pieces, God bless you. But it's not because you bought the jewelry. It's when I sit down with a woman that tells me, I don't know what my ring size is. I'm wearing this ring, my husband or partner, whatever, I picked it up, but I don't know my size. I like that ring, but I don't know if it's going to be me. I don't know. So then I put them down and I do a sizing. And the ring sizing is where I become like 5 and I'm doing arts and crafts. Really not, we all get a nice laugh because I'm not an artist, but I do their sizing. So once they're able to order a ring and now they're excited because it fits and it suits them, that look on their face, Alain, there's no words. When I get a woman that tells me, because really I could not wear any earrings. I used to have really nasty, really, really terrible allergic reactions, but nobody explained to me why. I never understood it. I never knew anything about jewelry. To me, it was one word and it looked the same and that's it. But there's more. And I learned a lot about these things over the years. So when I share that and women come to me and tell me, Chrissanthi, I can't wear earrings, I don't know. And I guide them through the process of how to take care of their ears, how to make them healthy again, and then put them on. And when 3 weeks later or 3 months later, when they say, I could wear earrings, Chrissanthi, the look on their face, Alain, it's worth $1 million. Like there's no words because her too, as a grown woman now, maybe 30, 40, 50, hasn't been able to wear anything, doesn't know why. And then when she's able to wear earrings that she likes and she can keep them on for the day, there's no words to that. Like that's basically my reward, I suppose, is that above and beyond the sale, it's seeing the woman's face when she's like, oh, I get it. Oh, okay. And then she puts up a graphic in my VIP group and she shows all that. That's priceless. Elaine,
Oh,
that's
that's
the
great.
icing on the cake in what I do.
Well, I have one more question. So being in business by yourself, uh, it's frightening. Myself, I feel like lonely sometimes. So there are many people who want to go into business by themselves, but they are afraid. There's always some kind of insecurity holding them back. For a person who is thinking, okay, I would like to start a business doing X, whatever that is, what piece of advice would you give them in order to get started? Maybe get started slower, maybe jump off the cliff, or I don't know. Tell us what would be one piece of advice that you would
We're
give.
gonna sign like Nike and say, just do it. Just do it. Because we all have those insecurities. I'm gonna start this, I'm gonna launch this product. Are they gonna like it? Are they gonna support me? But you're right in what you said, Elaine. It is lonely. It does get lonely. It does, because at the end of the day, we are alone, right? Some are more blessed and they have a partnership. So, but that being said, is if you're comfortable, you need to make yourself a little, I always refer to baby steps. I'm all about baby steps. So if you're comfortable where you're at and your small business launch, if you will, makes you a little uncomfortable, then you're on the right path. Get a little uncomfortable, get your feet wet, try it out. It's not an instant winning a lottery ticket, right? But you know this, Alain, right? Any small business. You could open up any store. No, it doesn't change anything. It applies to a little bit across the board. So basically, it's just do it. It's get your feet wet, figure it out. There's no mistakes, there's no errors. It's not, I failed. I truly believe, and I believe you're on the same page here with me, is that every failure, entre guillemets, is actually a learning curve because you didn't come out at a loss.
Right.
Maybe dollar signs a few, okay, but it's a learning curve because now you know a little bit more, right? So I would say get your feet wet, get out there, go for it, get yourself uncomfortable, and then stay consistent.
Okay.
Like above everything else, be consistent.
Well, Chrissy, before I got into this, I saw your social media profile, your websites, all this. So for someone who wants to get in touch with you, what's the best way? Because there are many ways to get to you. Which one do you prefer?
The phone.
The phone, okay.
There's way too many notifications. Telephone.
Okay,
But email is great
okay,
because it's more direct, if you will. But I'm very active on Facebook. So
okay.
that would be, if as far as social media outlets, I would say Facebook and Instagram. Because I do, like, I'm on TikTok, I'm on LinkedIn, a little bit everywhere. Like, there's accounts across the board, but the best social media platform would be Facebook and Instagram. And then if you pick up the phone, I love you. Like,
Oh,
up.
okay, well, is your phone, do you give your phone, or do we have to be friends to have your phone?
No, I believe my phone is public. I believe my phone is public. It's on my business cards. No, it's there. It's all
Okay,
there.
fantastic. So I will put that in the show notes. Chrissy, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for that, little piece of wisdom and encouragement that you are giving all solopreneurs out there.
Thank you, May. Thank you for having me, Elaine. It's good to see you. It's always a pleasure. Until we meet again.
Until we meet again.